It's time for a very special episode of Tales from the Glass-Guarded World, with Brian as Paxton the Human Cleric, Ashley as Tara Dane the Human Fighter, Andy as Finmac Caspinner the Gnome Wizard, Danielle as Athelflad the Halfling Rogue and Monk, and me, Mike, as the DM. While investigating a murder at the mysterious Western Research Facility, our heroes have found a trapdoor in the laboratory of Minister Klemperer, a high-ranking official in the magistracy, whose research focuses on constructs and automata. To the west of the laboratory is the glass western wall of the world, and below lies a room that contains equipment that was once used to burrow a hole through the glass. The adventurers have been told that this kind of excavation is now forbidden, and the room was sealed off, and yet here is a trapdoor, leading down to the forbidden room. It seems that every time the party gets close to solving one mystery, 3 more appear. What will they find in the forbidden excavation room? You're in for some excitement in this extra long episode, as well as some drama, because, well, you'll see.
Can he move the carpet off of that area just a little bit south?
Certainly, hold on, though he stops and concentrates for a moment, and the golem sort of pushes the south side of the carpet back down, and then moves to the north side and pulls the north side back.
And there's nothing on the floor?
There is a wooden trapdoor underneath where the golem was standing.
Da-da-da!
Klemperer has a look of shock on his face.
Insight check. Is it really shock?
All right, what's your insight bonus?
Bonus, also gonna assist
Plus
him
5.
in that.
Plus 5?
Yeah.
He looks genuinely shocked.
Well, it seems there was another entrance after all.
Well, we should check and see if the door is even accessible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, should I go tell Atulf before we mess with this door?
No, let's just go ahead and see what's down there and then just report back to him.
What if it's something dangerous?
I think we can manage it. You seem like a powerful man yourself.
I suppose.
Is it locked?
In fact, there is a lock on the door, yes.
Can I try opening it with thieves' tools?
Certainly.
All right.
What type of lock is it?
It is a padlock that is actually set down into the wood. So there's sort of a spot in the wood that lets the lock sit down lower so it doesn't mess with the level surface of the floor.
Do I need to roll?
Go ahead.
18.
You stick your tools into the lock, fiddle around with it a little bit, and it clicks and opens. And Klemperer says, I really think we ought to tell Atulf, the person in charge of security, before we go anywhere. Or at least let me go get him.
Can we do an insight check to see if
Okay.
he's
Yeah, 'cause
nervous
I'm-
for another reason?
I think that he's trying to leave the room, which is what I don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's your insight bonus?
Mine is 4.
He seems genuinely concerned and genuinely interested in going to get Atulf.
How about we send Tara? Tara and I will go with Klemperer to go get Atulf, and you two stay here.
Well, I was thinking, why don't I just send Griffin with a note? He's somewhere here in the building.
But if there are any doors closed, he won't be able to get through the doors.
I want to see how Klemperer breaches this subject with Atulf too.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking also I could just have Griffin fly to Lumpen, and then have Lumpen just go door to door and be like, Atulf, Atulf.
What do you want to do?
Up to you.
Yeah, let's just. You don't mind if we just go walk
Yeah,
with him?
we can go get a Tolf. I'm surprised that you feel like there's a monster who's been living under your room all this time and you never knew. But, whatever.
Well, I don't stay in my laboratory all the time. But
You seem pretty sure there was no other way to get under there. And you've never looked under this carpet before?
well, the carpet was here when I moved in.
And you've never vacuumed or cleaned or anything?
Vacuumed?
Yeah, it's a basic wizard spell.
No. In fact, many of these golems were here when I got here.
Okay.
All right, so who's staying here then? Who's staying behind?
I think Athelflat and myself are
All right.
staying.
Yeah.
So Ethelflad and Finn and Griffin, I suppose,
Yeah.
are staying behind, and Tara and Paxton are going upstairs with Klemperer. All right. So you guys go upstairs. You find, after checking several rooms, in fact, I should tell you that the rooms that you find upstairs, just to remind you, Cole's laboratory is upstairs. I don't know if you want me to tell you what's in his room when you look in there. If you look in there, do you want to go straight for Atolf's laboratory? Which room do you want to go to?
I guess we're going straight to Atolf because that's
Yeah.
sort of our
All right,
goal. We don't
so you
wanna
go straight to
be-
Atolf.
Yeah, I don't
He will lead
wanna-
you straight to Atolf's laboratory.
I don't want to let Cole know that we're
Right.
doing this.
Okay, yeah, because you pass Cole's laboratory and Landon's laboratory, and Atolf's laboratory is also upstairs. So as you enter the room with Klemperer, this room appears like all the other laboratory rooms. It has a sink, it has workbenches, it has chalkboards, but at the moment it is strangely pristine. There is no sign that it has been used recently, except that it appears perfectly clean, like someone has just been obsessively cleaning it. There's not even a speck of chalk dust. The only unusual item is a set of cubes on a counter by the door, and each side of the cube has a symbol on it, and Atolf is here sort of arranging them repeatedly, moving them around. And as you come in, he looks up and says, "Ja, what have you found, Minister?" And the minister says, "Atolf, there is a secret door in the floor of my laboratory that I did not know was there, and these travelers just found. I'm concerned that going down there might be dangerous. Would you please accompany us?" Agreed. He looks at the two of you. Is that acceptable?
Mm-hmm.
Atolf puts down the blocks and sort of scrambles them around randomly, and says, "Yeah, we should go now. Should I tell the others?"
I don't
No.
think so.
Nope.
Agreed. So you walk down the steps and down to the laboratory, back to the trapdoor. Athelflaed and Finn, are you guys doing anything while you're waiting?
I don't know. I have my hand on my dagger just to be on
Okay.
the safe side. I'm a little.
All right. Athelflaed is armed.
Yep.
All right, and you can hear Edgar going, "Are we doing something?
Mhm.
Are we? Oh boy,
What
are we doing?
I'm
Let's
about to
kill
find out.
something."
I'm
They're looking
going-
at me like I'm nuts.
I'm going to expend a spell slot and use detect magic and just walk around the room a little bit.
Okay. All of the golems are magic.
Okay.
The gate, the door, is just explosively magical. It
Okay.
is extremely powerful magic. There is abjuration on it. There's evocation on it. There's divination on it. There's a variety of schools of magic on it that are just brightly glowing.
The door with the wax seal.
The door with the wax seals.
Okay, not the trap
The
door.
the trap door is completely mundane,
Okay.
Okay.
as is the carpet. And you can also get a glow from the glass itself. The wall of the world is itself has a dull magical essence to it. But nothing else of interest. I mean, that's a lot, but there's nothing else.
Okay. As I'm looking at the floor, can I sense any magic coming from underneath the floor? Because presumably there's a whole room underneath, right?
Yes, but you don't sense anything through the floor. You'll have to actually get down there and look.
Okay. How long does it take for them to come back?
Just a few minutes. They're not gone for long. They're gone long enough that if you wanted to open the drawer and look, or if you wanted to do anything else in here, you have time to do it.
I don't mind snooping around.
I mean, he's got papers on the table.
Mhm.
Let's see. Is there anything else in here that's worth looking at, or at the least bit interesting?
Do I need to roll an investigative check?
You want to search?
Yeah.
No. You find he has some papers that are, incomprehensible magical research, but nothing else.
Okay. No books or anything like that.
No, he
like
actually
around
doesn't have any books in here.
Okay. That is strange.
Yeah.
He does have a bookshelf, but no books in here.
I'm thinking if maybe there's something on the golems, but I don't expend the spell slot just simply to climb all the way up there.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'll just wait until everybody gets back.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Nope.
All right. Well, they return in a moment. Atolf enters quickly, moves straight to the trapdoor, and says, I would like to investigate this. You do not have to go with me,
But we can,
but you may.
So
I
we
would
will.
appreciate the backup.
Yes,
of course.
I am.
And he says, Minister, do you want to go? Do you want to guard the door? Do you want to warn the others? It is your facility. And the minister looks thoughtful for a moment, strokes his chin. He says, I don't know. What do you think? He looks at you. A group
I
of
think
you.
you should come with us.
You think
Definitely
so?
come.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay up here for a second, but I'm going to send Griffin with you. There's something that I want to test. I'll be with you momentarily.
I'd like to stay at the very back of the group,
Okay.
just in case one of them tries to bolt. I can keep an eye to make sure they're not trying to like sabotage the whole operation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Klemperer goes with the three of you, I guess the four of you counting Atulf. Griffin goes down with them.
Yeah, I'm just going to perch him on like Athelflath's shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you stay upstairs. 5 of you, I guess, go down. And if you're counting Griffin, and
4.5.
okay, and Finn stays at the top of the stairs. I guess Finn. What are you doing while they're going down these stairs?
I'm waiting.
I'm sorry, there aren't stairs. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say there are stairs. There's just a rope ladder going down.
Okay.
We.
I'm going to wait to see how far down is.
It's just 15 feet.
Okay, and what do I see
You can see
when?
a stone floor down below.
Okay. Through Griffin, what can I see in the room underneath?
Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and tell you guys what is in the room. I just wanted to see if Finn was doing anything interesting upstairs before we move on to that. All right. So the trapdoor opens onto this rope ladder leading 20 feet down, not 15, 20 feet down to a stone floor. It seems like it should be dark in the room below, but some light comes in from the west where the glass wall stands. A large tunnel has been bored straight into the wall, but the tunnel entrance is blocked by a large, round wooden door. All right, so there is, you can see here some excavation, but it is blocked by this wooden door. To the east is the stone wall of the research facility. Buried in the middle of the wall is some sort of large magical device. 3 pointed metallic arm-like projections hold a large red gem in place, and it's pointed straight at the hole in the glass to the west. Behind the gem, attached to the arms, sits a metallic box, and you can hear it humming quietly. And the same eastern wall is a large iron door leading away from the glass, and it is currently shut, but a pair of parallel metal beams or poles have been bolted to the stone floor about 3 feet apart. They pass under the door, and sprawled across the floor, near the door, is a charred corpse. One more thing. Remember I mentioned there were stairs in the glass that went up to the door above, the floor above? You can see those stairs leading up to the back side of that door.
Okay. And that door has been barred?
The
Is that
door
what you said?
above and the floor above, it's magically and physically sealed.
Well, I thought you said there were bars bolted into the floor or something like that.
So that's the wall. That's the door in the eastern wall. So that side on the opposite side from the wall, the glass wall of the world. So going back toward the entrance of the whole building, or going back toward the middle of the world to the east, there is a door, and under it are some, let's call them rails, metal rods
Okay.
that go through this door.
And they don't look like
the
they're
floor.
keeping the door shut.
No, they go under the floor, under the door, like on the floor.
Okay.
Like a mine cart kind of thing?
Sure, yeah, something like that.
Okay.
So with everything that we've seen, I want to try to stand by the door, by the trap door, and I want to use Misty Step to get from the top to the bottom to
Okay.
see if I can teleport
Yep.
through that area.
You can easily teleport through this opening. You would just appear at the bottom of the stairs.
Interesting. So it would be quite easy to get in here without even having control of the golem. All you would need is knowledge that this door is here.
Klemperer
there's the body.
Klemperer says, but you would have to move the golem off the door. I guess you could just push it, right? You could just push it onto its face and stand it back up again. But you would need to move it off the door in order to get the door open.
That would make quite a noise, though, wouldn't it?
I suppose you're right. That would be quite loud.
So you could only Misty Step down there if the trapdoor was open?
Right. you'd have to be able to see your destination.
Oh, that's true.
How are there any smells from the charred corpse, or is it relatively old?
I'll let you do a. What's your perception? No, I'm sorry, I've got it here. It is 2. Right?
Yep.
You don't sense any smells coming off this charred corpse. It looks like it has been here for a little while, but it's hard to tell how long.
Is it wearing a red robe?
I will let you do an investigation check.
Okay.
Um,
While he's getting near the body, I'm going to ask Atolf. So,
Atolf is also checking out the body.
Oh, okay.
And I'm +2 investigation.
All right, Atolf. You can't quite be sure it is wearing robes of some kind, but it is so badly burned that you're not sure. But Atolf bends over and like turns a piece of the robe over, and like picks it up, and it just tears right off of this charred cloth.
Mhm.
And he says, "Dies ist Tor."
Okay.
So, what are the specifics of Speak with Dead? Are there any limitations on, with like the degradation of the body, or with the length of time that they've been dead?
How dead can they be for you to speak with them?
Yeah.
I will have to look it up. It says, you grant the semblance of life and intelligence to a corpse of your choice within range, allowing it to answer the questions you pose. The corpse must still have a mouth and can't be undead. If the spell fails, if the corpse was the target of this spell within the last 10 days. Until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. The corpse only knows what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Answers are usually brief, cryptic, or repetitive, and the corpse is under no compulsion to offer a truthful answer if you are hostile to it or it recognizes you as an enemy. The spell doesn't return the creature's soul to its body, only its animating spirit. Thus, the corpse can't learn new information, doesn't comprehend anything that has happened since it died, and can't speculate about future events.
I would think that Tor would be on our side. He wouldn't try to obfuscate who killed him.
Yeah, and also I still have the card that shows that we're with Mun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
want to also try to investigate this body that we think is Tor, specifically looking for like that mirror that he's supposed to have or anything else that
Okay.
he might have had when he died.
All
I
right.
know he's burned, so maybe.
All right. It doesn't take much searching to find a silver mirror that looks like it's partly melted.
You should bring that back to Mun as proof.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we go get Ida? I can go ahead and have either Griffin or Lumpin get her.
Atolf says, I would like you to continue to investigate this room. I will go get Ida.
Mm-hmm.
And Klemperer says, should I go with you or should I stay here?
I think you should stay here.
Very well.
I mean, considering that there's a trapdoor under your office, I hate to say it, but in my eyes, you're the prime suspect right now.
I understand. I'll stay here if that's what you want.
Except, we're also pretty close to wherever this door with the rails under it leads.
True.
So we should also check that, because if that goes straight into someone's laboratory, then we have an alternate means of getting in here.
Okay.
Do you know anything about this room?
I've
You know,
never been down here.
Going to the east room?
I've never been down here. I don't know anything about this. Atolf says, yeah, we have never been in this room. It's been sealed, as far as we knew.
Yeah, evidently not that sealed, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, that item with the big red gem that you said was humming,
Mm-hmm.
can I investigate that to determine... I think that's the glass boring device, and if it's humming, then I believe that means it's turned on.
Mm-hmm.
Can
You want to investigate it?
Yeah, +2.
All right. You do a very thorough investigation. You conclude it must be the drilling device. It is, in fact, I can tell you a little bit more. The device looks old. In fact, the whole room looks old. The stonework shows signs of age, particularly long cracks and crumbling mortar, but no signs of repair on these signs of age. The machine has 10 crystals lined up in a row on the side of this metal box, and one of them is glowing dimly. There's also a sort of receptacle on the back of the box, but it's empty. And large letters in an old script on the machine say, clear area before use. Yeah, so that's what your look at the machine reveals.
So I can't really tell if it's active or not.
It seems to be active. It's humming.
Is there any way that I can tell of to turn it off?
You don't see any switches or anything.
I bet I know who does know how to turn it off.
Is it actively doing anything other than humming? Like, is it breaking the wall?
No, it's not drilling or the gym at the end is not doing anything. It doesn't feel warm. It's just making a.
Can I pop the gym out?
The gym at the tip, it doesn't come out easily.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could smash the thing, but
I don't want to damage it. I was just seeing if it's like a battery that I can pop
no,
out
it
or
doesn't
something.
pop out easily. Those arms are holding it firmly.
Okay.
Right now, Atolf is getting Ida, right?
He's still waiting to see if there was anything else you wanted to say before he goes to get Ida.
Oh, I think he can go
Can you
get
go?
Ida.
Yeah,
Alright,
keep
well,
going.
we can open that door just in case whoever is on the other side runs.
Which door?
The door with the rails underneath it, because I think that's going to lead into someone's laboratory or something.
I think we
Oh.
should check, make sure that's not trapped or something.
Fair.
Okay. Let's see. I guess your thief would be the trap checker. All right. So that would be. You want to do a perception check? I'll roll
Yep.
here. Your perception bonus is 2. Okay. You see no sign of traps on it. The door and the metal beams on the floor, as you're looking over this area for traps, the door and the metal beams on the floor look newer, and they look like a different construction than the rest of the room. And as you're looking around for traps, you see a few small shards of glass on the floor around these metal beams, little tiny pieces of glass. The door has a padlock on it, but whoever was here last did not completely shut the lock. And the door should, in fact, be easy to open.
The glass look like it's from the wall, or
Well, it's hard to tell. It looks like glass.
Is it Arcana check? Does it feel magical?
Arcana won't tell you if it's magical. You have to do a detect magic. Your detect magic is probably still going.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was
Right.
going to walk to the door to see if there was any. I want to walk by the door to see if I feel any magic coming from it.
The door itself, no.
Okay. And nothing behind it that I can feel?
No.
I also want to walk over to the machine itself.
Definitely magical.
Right. I'm going to tell everyone to clear out a little bit.
Okay.
And I want to use Arcana to see if I can channel magic into it to almost like charge the crystal to
Okay.
get it to activate.
All right. What's your Arcana bonus?
+6.
You are certain, as you examine this machine, that there must be some kind of spell or magic which specifically would charge this machine up, and that's what the crystals on the side indicate. You would guess, looking at it, that the one gem that is barely glowing indicates that there's not much charge in this thing at all. It doesn't have much power in it at the moment, and that whoever casts the appropriate spell into it would probably also cause it to start operating. Or maybe there's some other way to activate it. You're not sure. But it doesn't have much charge in it right now. In fact, it doesn't look like it's been used in a long time. It's got a layer of dust on it.
Okay.
I mean, it was probably used, you would guess, to char this corpse that is in here, right?
Yeah.
But that was probably a couple weeks ago. It looks like it hasn't been used since then.
Okay.
I'm wondering if anyone was wise to what Tor was doing, and then
Well, it seems that Mun is high enough in the magistracy to where he was able to send someone here to find out what the research was, because Darliana told us that they knew exactly what Tor was doing. I think that Tor, in doing his own research, stumbled upon something that he shouldn't have, and that's why he got killed.
Yeah, I don't think he was operating the drilling device. I think someone dragged him here as a place to keep the corpse where someone else wouldn't find it.
Well, the minister is just standing here watching all of you.
I want to check what's behind that door.
You walk over to the door on the eastern wall, the one that the rails go under. These doors, again, there's a lock on them, but that lock hasn't been shut all the way. You remove the lock, and you pull these doors open, and you can see that there is a roughly hewn tunnel going into the ground
Mhm.
under the building, and there are a pair of rails that go off into the darkness, and you can see right in front of these doors is a minecart just sitting here.
Is it big enough for 5 people?
You can fit 5 people in it.
All right, it's about to become cool runnings in here.
All right.
Well, the
Oh,
minister
God.
says, but Tolf hasn't come back yet, but there's this machine just sitting here. The trap door is open. We can't just leave all this here. This isn't safe.
Minister Klimper, do you think your automatons made this tunnel?
I suppose they could be used for this. They could be used for excavations. In fact, I have a former student, Floralia, who in fact specializes in using automatons for just that purpose. Well, not specifically drilling, but for breaking rock, shaping rock.
This guy is either a bad liar or really unaware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's lived in this office for 5 years and never looked under the carpet to find an alternate way into this room, and also wouldn't know that his own automatons are being used to bore a tunnel under the facility.
The question also becomes where the tunnel leads, because the tunnel goes eastward. So it goes into the continent itself.
Yeah, but it could be just a pathway for someone to get to this room.
Yeah, I think that wherever this tunnel goes is going to be a huge clue towards.
Yeah.
Or
If it's-
fight.
Yeah, if it's not Klimperer,
It's
then
dragon.
whoever it is.
Yeah.
You're standing around debating this at the door, and then suddenly, Klemperer disappears. You hear a small noise. You hear a, ah! And Klemperer disappears.
Is it his voice?
Yes.
Okay.
Is my detect magic still active?
Yes.
Do I feel like he was just abducted magically?
Detect magic wouldn't tell you that.
Okay.
However, as you're looking around the room trying to find him, you see at the top of the rope ladder Cole. And Cole says, "I'm sorry, you've seen too much." And he slams down the trap door.
Jump in the cart, jump in the cart, jump
Yep.
in the minecart, jump in the
Yeah.
minecart.
And you hear some stomping noises on the stone up above, and the trap door sort of shudders.
Ah,
Okay, so we know absolutely that it was Cole.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then you
Definitely.
hear, coming from the machine, a louder humming noise.
Jump in the minecart, jump in
Yep.
the
Yeah,
minecart.
yeah, let's get in the car.
Yep. Y'all jump in, and Tara and I'll push you as hard as we can, and then jump in.
Okay.
That sounds
Bobsled
good.
style.
All right, you jump in the minecart.
And
And shut the door behind
Yeah.
us.
You shut the
Mhm.
door behind you. Okay. So quickly, you can, as you're starting to push the minecart, it's starting to roll down a slope. You're all jumping into it. You can see the door behind you begins to glow and sort of explodes into the hallway behind you. And you are all sliding down on this cart. You're sliding down this slope. And it goes far enough that, in fact, you think it's probably gone beyond the side of the building. That is, it has moved. It's not moving up into someone's laboratory like you expected. It has moved beyond the building, and in fact, it moves down to the bottom of a slope and starts to slow down as the rails start to slope up again on the other side. As that happens, as the rails start to slope upward and the minecart starts to slow down, stepping out from some areas on the side of this passageway, the side of this tunnel, are several smallish golems, stone golems, and they step out and they grab the cart. You gonna do
Uh-oh.
anything?
Looking at him.
Okay. Well, they start pushing the cart up the hill.
Yeah, okay, I was hoping they
Oh.
would do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
They start pushing the cart up the hill. Up ahead is an opening that appears just suddenly, and you can see the sky through it. And these figures push you out into the open air, and you can see that you're actually under the aqueduct. You have emerged just about 20 or 30 feet from that pool of water at the bottom of the aqueduct, near the entrance to the building. And there are also stairs leading up to the aqueduct. So you are near that area, and then once they push you out of the push the cart out and onto the ground just behind these stairs, the stone figures that pushed you out suddenly reach out toward you to grab you, but reach out with their arms outstretched as if to stick them under you and lift you up.
As if we're inanimate objects, or are they directly focused on
They-
us as individuals?
They don't seem real interested in grabbing your arms or anything specifically. It's
Okay.
more like they're just sticking their arms into the cart.
And
I
pushing
just,
up
I
whatever's
just
down
ride
there.
it. I
You
surf
ride
it.
the Gollum ride?
Yeah.
All right. Well, they pick you up like sacks of potatoes, and they begin carrying you up the aqueduct, up the stairs.
Okay.
All right. And then they stop at the top, and then they look confused. They start looking around.
They're waiting for someone, the people who have been riding the aqueducts.
And then they
So-
just drop you on the ground and return back to the back down the steps and walk back to the bottom.
So, I guess we're walking back to the facility now, and we're gonna beat Cole up.
That sounds like a plan.
He's an
Yeah.
old man, but like whatever.
I'm okay with
Egbert's
that.
bored.
Unless he's been faking this whole depressed, senile old man thing, because he definitely seems like he's not what he seems.
I
Fair
agree.
enough. Well, I mean, either way, we're gonna go
Yeah.
kick his butt.
And he's either working with the people outside or he himself didn't know about the minecart because he tried to kill us, but this minecart gave us an exit as well.
Maybe he thought he had locked it.
Oh
That-
yeah, because the lock wasn't all the way, and they say, oh, he's old and he
and
forgets things.
forgetful. Yeah. Okay. Let's walk back with a vengeance.
Yeah, we're gonna really angrily march.
All right. You march angrily back through the front doors into the building, and you find Lumpin still standing there with the corpse. Hi.
Hey, Lumpin, has anyone come by the corpse?
No.
Have you seen Atolf?
No.
Okay.
Can I go
Well,
with you?
You're doing a great job here. I need you here for just a little bit longer, then you'll come with us, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
We'll give you a good bath.
There you go.
I'm clean.
Oh. Okay. So yeah, I guess Ida's is pretty close to the entrance. Do you guys want to go see if we can find the Tolf or if we find more bodies?
Yeah, we need to. Ida would be a good first check. Ida and then Klimper's room.
All right.
Yeah.
So as you enter the hallway, Atolf is coming out of Ida's office, and he says, I don't know where Ida is. She is not in her laboratory. She is not in the dormitory. We should check the kitchen. I will check there to see if she is there. Come with me.
If we find Cole, we need to apprehend him. He just tried to kill us.
So it was Cole.
Indeed.
So you run down the hallway. He goes into the dining area, and in fact, Ida is there at the table, and so is Cole. And they're both sitting there eating, and they've got a bunch of papers sprawled out on the table. And Ida looks up, and Cole looks up, and Ida says, "Well, hey, what is it? You look awful."
I want to cast command on Cole.
I'm sorry, I think I just had a mental breakthrough. The bard is from the Great Forest, and the elves are the ones riding the aqueduct. I think the bard is controlling people and then erasing their minds, like you said,
Mhm.
and then using they won't remember anything, but he's using the downstairs area to help the elves do something under the facility. Anyways, back to the story. But that's where I am right now.
There'll be plenty of time for that after we interrogate Cole. So I want to cast command on Cole for halt. So let's
Okay.
see.
What's
Target
the spell
must-
DC?
My spell DC is 13. Wisdom save.
He saves, but just sits there. What? Why'd you do that? Why'd you cast that spell on me? What's going on?
That might not have been Cole.
Or he might just not remember.
And
Hey,
Atolf says, "But, you said Cole was behind this. Ida, how long have you been here with Cole?" And Ida says, "We've been here, I don't know, an hour. He's been helping me with these calculations."
How long did it take for us to walk back?
Oh, 10 minutes if you're
Yeah.
walking. Plus, you've been investigating for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it might not have been Cole. It might be someone who looks like Cole.
Yeah, it might be more of a changeling,
Mm-hmm.
like an illusion.
I mean, someone
Atolf
has
says,
been.
it is a double goer. You know the double goer? The
No.
doppelganger?
Okay, that's what I
Mhm.
thought you meant.
That's what doppelganger means. It means double goer.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Like an action surge?
Yes, like going twice. No. The word gang is cognate with the word go and going, right? Like a gangplank is a plank you go on, or a gang is a group of people who go together. So the word doppelganger literally means a double goer.
Interesting.
Okay.
This
That
is a
makes so much sense to me.
D&D/linguistics
That's
podcast.
right.
Okay, because I didn't know that's what a gangplank meant. That's the plank that
It's a
people
going
walk.
plank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Cool. I've been playing too much League of Legends. Um,
Has anyone seen Dylan Fleur?
No one says anything.
Ida, can you come with us? And Cole, can you come with us as well?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we can come with you.
Okay. Klemperer, Minister Klemperer. Okay. We need to find Klemperer as well. He was abducted before they attempted to kill us.
Atolf suddenly looks skeptical and says, "Someone abducted the minister?
Yes.
Or maybe it was
I find this unlikely."
him
It could have been him.
disguising himself as Cole as he misty steps upstairs.
Because we just know he's a high-ranking member of the Magistracy. We don't know what type of caster he is.
That's true.
He could be anything and everything.
And we're having this conversation as we're walking over to his place, right?
Over to Klemperer's lab.
Yeah.
Right. You can see the golem is in fact standing on top of the trapdoor here.
And is anyone in the room?
No.
Interesting.
If someone was invisible and you cast Detect Magic, would you be able to see where they are?
No.
What if they were using an illusion magic to look like someone else?
Then detect magic. I don't believe it reveals illusions.
Okay.
I think you need to either disbelieve it or cancel it or use true sight or something like that to reveal it.
What about like pinching their cheeks and pulling on their face and stuff?
Depends on the nature of the illusion. If it's like a disguise self spell,
hmm
then that would you could actually figure out it's an illusion by trying to
Touching
touch them
them.
and realize they're not
Mhm.
actually there and where they look like they are. If it was a change or alter self spell, then their body actually changes.
Hmm.
As you're going into the room and looking around, you see the golem on the floor. You hear down at the other end of the hallway, you hear the doors to the entry chamber open and slam shut.
The front door?
The doors that go to the entry chambers, the door at the end of the hallway.
Who just walked through them?
They're closed. You don't know.
Do we hear footsteps?
Well, they're on the other side of that door. You think
Oh.
somebody came down the hallway, opened those doors, and then closed them.
They had
London, who is it?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so they headed to the room where Lumpin is.
That's right.
All right.
So you can telepathically communicate with Lumpin, but only within 30 feet.
That's what I was going to say. It's only a short distance. How far down the hallway is it?
Let's see. It's like 80, 90 feet down that hallway.
Okay, I'm going to send Griffin, and
Okay.
I'm going to use... I can see through him for 100 feet. So I'm going to just essentially close my eyes and see what I can see through Griffin.
Well, the door is closed. So let me explain the situation. So you're inside Minister Klemperer's lab, standing in the doorway looking around. Okay? Behind you is this long hallway stretching to the east. It's about 80, 90 feet long. And at the end of it are these double doors that lead into the big entry chamber. Inside the entry chamber is where you left Lumpin with the dead body. But those double doors are closed. You can't see through them, and your owl can't open those doors.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sprint towards the doors.
All right, you sprint toward the doors. Atolf sprints with you. As you get next to the doors, you can hear Lumpin shouting at you in your mind.
Yeah.
And he's saying, "Help! Help! Help! There's a thing in here! Help! He's trying to get me!
What
Okay, I'm
is
running
it?
now.
Who is it?
It's made of stone! Help!"
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, are you following Paxton? I assume
Yeah,
you're running.
yeah.
Yeah, you're all running
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Okay, great. So you all run to those doors. Paxton opens them, and you can see that Lumpin is sort of running around on the floor, and he's being chased by a stone golem, but the stone golem is only about 3 feet tall.
Oh.
I run to save Lumpin.
Okay.
Yep.
As soon as you enter, the stone golem turns toward you and then backs toward the doors. The front doors, the main entry doors. It backs toward them.
How fast is this golem?
It is about the same speed as you, although it's just walking right now, but it backs toward the doors, like it's guarding those doors. And Lumpin tells you, someone ran through here. They were invisible, and they threw this thing down. It just appeared, and it started chasing me.
How far away is it?
What the it's
golem.
across the room, which is 60 feet across, so 60 feet away.
Okay.
Tara is running towards the front doors to see if she can catch whatever is out there.
Okay. So Atulf runs into the room with you, and Atulf says, "He must have escaped through the doors. We've got to stop him, or
Yep.
it."
That's why I'm running.
So I have absolutely nothing that's going to help us see an invisible person, do you?
I can make us invisible. Oh, well, no. I get that spell after we go to sleep.
Shockingly, I have nothing either, but Tara is like, we could call a meeting and see who doesn't show up, but
That's
I'm going to
true.
just keep running.
Yeah.
So,
As you run toward the doors, we're going to have to roll for initiative because this creature is going to try to stop you. Paxton,
Mhm.
what was your initiative?
Natural 1.
Do you have any bonuses or penalties?
My dex is +1.
So it's a 2.
Yeah.
Finn,
9 plus, I believe, 1. Yeah, 10. And
All
then Griffin is... Yeah, Griffin's +1, so he's at 6.
Tara,
19.
Athelflad.
14 total.
Tara, you run up to this thing. It is blocking the doorway. You go first. It is obviously going to try to obstruct you. Like if you try to move past it, it will try to take an attack of opportunity on you.
I just want to jump over it, but
I mean, you could do that. You could take the attack of opportunity and just keep going.
okay, yeah, I'm going to try and run past it, jump over it.
Okay.
Bump this
It's only
thing.
3 feet. You could probably jump right over the top of it.
Right? Yeah. Come on.
All right, and your armor class is 18.
18.
All right, so it attempts to punch at you with this giant stone fist, which, as it comes toward your head, you see is smeared with something dark and crusty. Dried blood. And it, however, is blocked at the last moment by your shield, and you are now sort of behind it at the door. All right? So you've gotten past it. You're at the door. Atulf says, "Quickly, go! Stop the creature! Stop the Klemper, or whatever it is!
Yep, I do that.
We will try to hold off the thing. I will try to hold off the thing." And that brings us to Athelflad. What are you going to do?
Kind of small. My strength is 0, so I think I'm going to try to sneak around it.
Okay. Well, it's already used its reaction, so it can't
Okay.
take another attack of opportunity. But you can try to run by it.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, you run by it as well. Finn, Atulf says, "Finn, will you help me deal with this creature while your friends they chase whatever it is?"
I was already planning on it.
Excellent. Finn, you get to go. What do you want to do?
I am going to use Shatter around the base of the
excellent.
creature. Yeah.
Excellent choice.
Heck yeah.
And... Oh, that's bad. Can I augment my spell?
Not after you've already started. You
Oh.
have to decide that in advance.
Yeah, that's true.
How does Shatter work?
Shatter, I create a painfully loud ringing that erupts in an area within my range, which is 60 feet.
Mhm.
Each creature within this sphere must make a Constitution saving throw or take 3d8 thunder damage. They take half damage on a successful throw, but inorganic creatures have disadvantage on their saving throw.
And what's your DC?
14.
Either way, it's saved. Its lowest roll was a 22.
Oh, damn.
So yes, it's saved. What was the damage?
I dealt 8 minus 2, so 3.
That brings us now to your familiar. Does your familiar want to do anything?
Yeah. How tall are the doors?
They're big. They're like 10 feet tall.
Okay, I'm just gonna have him fly, easily fly over him and
Okay.
go with.
Tara
I'm
is
gonna,
opening the door. So okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him instructions to help Tara out.
That brings us to now the stone golem. The stone golem, having just been hit with a shatter spell, decides to zero in on Finn. So it's going to charge at Finn. You do get the sense that Shatter is a really good choice of spell
Yeah.
to use against this thing, right? That was
Yeah.
an excellent choice of spell to use. All right, so yeah, it charges at you. It makes one punch attack on you with this giant fist.
Reaction, shield.
Right? Well, that only actually, you only have to activate that if it was going to hit.
Oh, okay.
Right? But your AC is 13, and yes, it was going to hit. It was going to hit with an AC 17.
So when I use shield, no, it goes up +5. So my AC becomes comparable to theirs.
Plus 5, wow. So your AC went to 18, so it misses you with its first punch. Its second punch, however, hits an AC 27.
Yeah, I'm not defending against that.
So it hits you, and you take 20 points of damage.
And I go down.
Oh dear, Finn goes down. And then it turns toward Atulf. And that actually brings us to Atulf's turn, and Atulf will also cast Shatter. It does not save. What's the damage on Shatter again?
3d8.
And he didn't roll great damage. And he shouts, Finn, I will help you. Actually, he also says one other thing on his turn. He says, if you can get to the aqueduct, he is probably going to take a boat. We keep a spare in the shed to the south of the pool. Get the boat. Get to the hoppers. They will take you up onto the water. They will take you and your boat.
Get to the hopper.
Get to the hoppers.
You just got that?
Yeah.
Paxton, it's your turn.
I'm torn. I want to run out the doors, but I also want to cast, yes, let's do this. I'm going to cast Spare the Dying as my action on Finn, as I'm using my movement to sprint out the door.
You can do that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
If you
sprint out the
can,
doors.
cast Healing Word on me, because you can do that from a distance, and that way I can also come back to consciousness.
Yep. That would give him a hit point, I think.
I don't have Healing Word. I have Cure Wounds, though.
That's a touch, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was close enough to him that I could have touched
You
at the
could.
beginning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to do that.
Okay.
It's 1d8 plus 3 plus an additional 3 because I'm a life cleric. 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13.
All right.
To 13.
Okay.
Then jumps back up to 13.
My ribs!
All right, and that brings us back to Tara. Tara, you have opened the door. You are now outside.
Did I hear the thing about the boat?
Yes, you can hear Atulf shouting at you, telling you there's a boat in the storage shed to the south of the pool. And as you look out there, you can see that buried in the sand out here is part of a storage shed sticking out. And in fact, as you look at the aqueduct, strangely enough, you can see that there is a boat, a small boat with a sail actually on it, speeding down the aqueduct away from you.
All right, I'm gonna go get the boat, do another ride.
All
I'm gonna
right,
go
you
after
run
him.
for the shed, and as you pull the door open, pushing the sand aside, you can see that there is a rowboat in here, along with some oars and some poles for pushing it. No sail, though.
Okay.
There's also a bunch of other tools, some masonry equipment, other things stacked up against the sides of this shed.
I don't spend very much time looking at it because
All right.
I want to grab the boat and
Right,
run.
you grab the boat and begin dragging it. Athelflad, you have also managed to get outside. You want to help Tara?
Yeah. Does it fit both of us?
You could both fit in it. yeah.
Okay, yeah. So 2 of us rowing.
Okay. And Paxton, you're going to emerge from these doors in a moment here. Finn, you're back up. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to go ahead and use my last level 2 spell slot, and I'm actually going to make a Flame Sphere,
Okay.
just for more consistent damage. Yeah. And I'm going to make that right next to the golem. Now it has to take a, hopefully, bad dexterity saving throw, I believe. I'm fine.
All right.
here. Oh, wait. What size is the golem?
It is medium. It's medium.
Okay, never mind. I'm going to use Maximilian Earthen Grasp then, because I
Okay.
haven't gotten to use that yet. Okay, so I'm going to get closer to the creature. Maybe limp a little bit over there.
Okay.
And then once I'm at my max range of 30 feet, I'm going to create a giant hand out of the stone,
Excellent.
the stone floor to try to hold the golem.
It makes a dex save.
The hand tries to grasp a target near it. The creature must make a strength saving throw. If they fail, they will take 2d6 bludgeoning and be restrained. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Strength saving throw.
Yes.
It rolled a 20.
Okay. Well, The hand tries to grab it, but then the golem just pushes out the fingers and
yeah.
goes, nope.
It just pushes the hand apart, and it's moving toward Atulf now. And Atulf looks a bit nervous. And that brings us to your familiar. Your familiar is just continuing to fly with the rest of the party.
So after the doors open and we see that that there's already someone on the sailboat, I'm going to have it divert from Terra and just give it the command to follow it as far as it can.
Okay.
Whenever it sees the sail stop, return to me.
How windy is it?
It is windy out
Okay.
here. In fact, the wind is blowing
But he's-
like it had been on much of your journey. The wind is blowing pretty strong, and in effect, it blows away from the wall, so it's blowing the right direction to
Okay.
help this boat.
And my familiar.
And you're familiar.
Mhm.
for that matter. Yes. Good
Can
point.
you make your familiar attack the sail and like tear it up so that it's not the sail isn't helping it anymore? Like kamikaze
I might be
it?
able to do that, but if it can return to us, like if it doesn't die and is able to return, I can probably ask it to lead us back to where it went or where it saw the sail.
So we don't think we're going to be able to catch up to the boat.
I don't think so because we don't have a sail.
Try and make one.
That's true. But just in case, I would rather have it do reconnaissance than kamikaze.
So your familiar is following the boat. The small stone golem gets to go, and it's going to attempt to hit Atulf. And it hits him twice.
Ooh.
Jeez, y'all. I really thought you'd be able to handle this thing.
And Atulf takes 2 really big hits, but doesn't go down. He looks pretty badly injured.
So, did the golem have to move to get to Atulf?
Yes, it moved over toward Atulf.
Okay.
Yeah, it ran over toward him. And that brings us to Atulf's turn, and Atulf will cast Shatter again, because that's a really good choice. And, it fails. Miserably fails. Rolled a 1. That was the lower of its 2 rolls. And it's 3d8? Is that what he said?
3d8, yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
How much damage?
A lot of damage. The creature has some cracks appearing in it. The golem has some cracks appearing in its outer shell here. And that brings us to Paxton. What do you want to do?
So I don't really have a clear picture of what's going on. Like, what's going on outside?
Yeah, so outside, you can see that Terra and Athelflaed are dragging this boat out of this shed near the pool. They're dragging it toward the pool and these hoppers, these magical hoppers that carry water from the pool up onto the aqueduct, right? Because it would be hard to carry it up the steps, but if they can just get it on one of these, it would just carry them up with the boat, right? You can see that inside, since you just went through the doorway, you can see that inside, Finn and Atulf are fighting this creature, and they're doing okay, actually. They've dealt quite a bit of damage to it, but it's also pummeling them at the same time.
How far away is the boat with the sail? Like, how far away in feet, I guess, is it away from us?
It's quite a ways away now. It is hard to estimate its distance, but it's moving pretty quickly away from you down the aqueduct.
Okay. In that situation, I trust them to handle the boat thing, and I'm going to go back inside to make sure this thing doesn't land like a killing blow on either of these mages. So I'm going to run up behind this thing and try to whack it with my mace.
All right.
It's 19.
19 is a hit. You hit it with your hammer. And it is a magical weapon that you're hitting it with, right?
Mm-hmm. Plus 1, that's 9 damage. And I'm going to send the remainder of the damage to Atulf or Atulf.
To Atulf?
Yeah.
All right.
If I get hit at all, I'm probably going down, but we probably want to keep him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great.
No one's going down anymore. I'm back in town.
My hero.
All right, so that means we're back at the top of the order with Terra. Terra, you are dragging this boat. You've got it into the pool now. You're pulling it over to these hoppers. Anything else you'd like to do or say?
I guess I'm gonna board the boat so that the hoppers can pull me and the boat up and be like, "Come on, Athelflaed, let's go!"
It's the person in the boat's turn, and they continue to be pulled by the wind. And I mentioned that the wind is getting strong, and you think maybe there's a storm brewing as well. Finn, it is your turn. You are in this room with Paxton by the door, and you and Atulf a little bit farther away, and this miniature golem has been punching Atulf. What would you like to do?
Okay, so just to recap, I know that I have Maximilian's Earthen Grasp available at the moment. What I'm not sure of is, have I already moved Maximilian's Earthing Hand already?
No, you haven't moved it.
No. Yeah, so I'm going to move it next to the golem.
Okay.
But since that's my actions, I won't be able to do it.
Oh, you can either move it or attack with it, but not both.
Correct.
Got it.
So the action would be just to move it itself.
Do you want to move?
At the moment, where am I in relation to everyone else? I know that the golem is next to Atolf.
Right.
And where's Paxton?
Paxton is right behind the golem. He just smashed it with his.
What? I smacked it and then ran to the door.
Oh.
'Cause I wanted to attack it, but I also wanted to get out the doors to where they're at.
So Paxton is behind the miniature golem. Atolf is in front of it, and that's all happening. Maybe, I don't know, 10 feet from the door. And you are just a few feet away from that, off to the side.
Okay. If anything, I'll move myself back so that I'm about 15 feet back.
Okay, you're gonna back farther away.
And that would be it for my turn.
Griffin is continuing to follow the boat.
And I already gave him instructions on what he should be doing.
Atolf says, "I have a plan. Just a moment." And he casts a spell on himself. He casts Stone Skin on himself. And he says, "In a moment I will cast haste on you. The two of you go help them get the boat. I will hold off this golem." So he casts Stone Skin, and that's his turn.
So he said he was going to cast haste on us next time,
Well, he can only cast it on one of you, but he's going to cast it on the slower of the two of you.
or he could cast it on me and you could get on my shoulders.
That would work for me. I can take my turn and,
Yep.
just climb on top of you.
I could be your gnome mount.
Now I feel like I need a battle cry.
The pocket golem makes an attack, 2 attacks actually. And one of them hits,
Who was that attacking?
is attacking Atolf. Atolf has done the most damage to it so far. It does that much damage to Atolf, who grunts, but looks like that stone skin really helped. That means it is Paxton's turn.
All right. So I'm still standing fairly close to it, right?
Yeah. If you want to move away from it, you need to withdraw.
Yeah.
Or you can attack with the end, but then if you move, it gets an attack of opportunity on you.
I feel like I could disengage it and inch out the door, but I feel like I could take the attack of opportunity, and I really just want to whack this thing.
Okay.
All right. So that is a 17.
17 is a hit.
All right. That is 7 bludgeoning damage.
And who would you like to send those 3 hit points to?
I'm going to send them to Finn this time.
Awesome. Thank you.
That brings Finn up to 16. And that means that it is back to Terra. Terra, you're riding this boat up the hoppers, and the boat sort of clunkily lands at the top of the aqueduct, splashes into the water with you and Athelflaed on board. And you can see that the boat now is quite a long ways away, and it's moving pretty quick. Now, you each grabbed poles, I think, to help push it with.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to assume that you start pushing.
Right.
I'd like you both to make strength checks, or actually, it'd probably make more sense for Athelflaed if you want to take the assist or helping action. Then that would mean that Terra would have advantage on a strength, or actually an athletics check.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yep.
All right, so Athelflaed helps push the boat, and Terra gets to take athletics check with advantage.
Okay, 16 plus 5. 21.
It's a good solid shove. Your boat is moving pretty quickly. You think maybe if you can keep this up, you might catch up. And that brings us to Finn.
So, I'm going to go ahead and use Maximilian's Earthen Grasp to try and restrain the golem.
Okay.
So it needs to make a strength saving throw.
What's the DC?
That would be 14.
It fails.
All right. So in that case, it's restrained and takes 2d6.
Bludgeoning damage.
Yes. I'm gonna roll that. 3 minus 2, so that's 4. But it's also restrained.
All right. It is restrained. Oh, yeah, restrained. So restrained creature's speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. And the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. And the creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. You have hindered this pocket golem significantly. And that brings us to your familiar, which continues to follow the boat.
Oh wait, I also wanted to move closer
Oh.
to the door since Atolf told me that
Okay.
he would be using that on me.
Okay.
That way I don't have to move that far.
You're not going to climb on Paxton. You guys have discussed that.
Do I have enough movement speed to be able to do it?
You could
Will it
jump
take
on
me an
Paxton.
action?
Sure.
Okay.
What's your climbing speed, little guy?
Not very high. But yeah, okay, I'll go ahead and climb him as well. Oh, also, as I'm climbing Paxton, I make sure to drop my backpack, and that's like twice my weight, honestly. So,
All right, you jump on Paxton. That brings us to Atulf, and Atulf casts haste on Paxton. Now, here's what that means. Until the spell ends, and it ends in about a minute. All right, so you have a minute of haste, or 10 rounds. Your speed is doubled, though if you take a full running action, that's 120 feet of movement. You get +2 bonus to AC, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you get an additional action each turn. You can only use the action to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
So I get an additional action in which I can dash so that I could run, dash, dash.
That's true, yeah. So I guess, and your movement's doubled.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So
wait, so what is your actual movement speed?
30 is normal.
So 60. So if you dash, that's 120. So if you did dash, that would be 240.
It'd be 180.
180, yeah.
Yeah.
180, because it's 60 for his regular movement, regular
3.
movement now,
Oh,
and then
we're doing
60 for
twice.
dashing, and then he
Okay.
dashes again for another 60. That makes 180. Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
that works.
I'm catching this boat.
When the spell ends, you can't take actions or move until after your next turn because you're wiped out.
Yeah.
You
that's
have a
fair.
round where you have to rest. So this is the first round of haste.
Okay.
So roughly how far away are they? Are Griffin and the boat far enough away that I can no longer communicate with them?
That's right. In fact, you think Klemperer, assuming this is Klemperer, is about 3/4 of a mile away now.
And what does that translate into feet, roughly?
All right, hold on. That is 3,960 feet.
No. We're definitely not getting over there.
Yeah.
Is there another boat?
No, but at the speed you're moving, you're going to catch up with their boat in no time.
Okay, let's do it.
Atulf went. Now the mini golem goes. The mini golem suddenly stops punching Atulf. He needs to make a strength check, and the DC was, what was it?
14.
14. He beats it, so he manages to break loose on his turn, and runs out, and runs toward the door, triggering an attack of opportunity if anyone wants to take one.
Yes.
All right,
Am I close enough to take one?
you're on Paxton's back. I'm gonna say you can't take one.
Okay, that's very fair. Yeah, I can always stab at the eyes from above.
I don't
That's
know
so
if Paxton
nice.
wants a dagger waving around in front of his eyes. So.
Depends on the dagger, I guess. Let's say 14.
14 is a miss.
Okay.
Your mace bounces off of the stone harmlessly as the creature suddenly runs toward the door and out the door.
Things moving fast.
Paxton, what are you going to do? It's not moving nearly as fast as you can move.
All right, I'm going to challenge it to a foot race.
Okay, well, you handily blow past it.
Yeah. I'm basically. Are they already up in the aqueduct?
That's right.
Okay. I'm just trying to close the distance and
All right.
get up there as quick as I can.
So you may remember there are stairs that lead
Uh-huh.
up there. So you quickly run up, out the door, past the pool, and up the stairs. And Tara and Athelflaed, you can see out the door comes just this blur of movement that as it gets closer you recognize is actually Paxton with Finn on his back, running faster than you've ever seen a person run before. And behind him, trudging at normal dash speed, is that little golem. It's running toward the aqueduct.
I did not expect to see this. Just like, okay.
It's trying so hard.
Tara, it's your turn. You're going to keep pushing.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he's going real fast, so
Yep.
I ain't worried. I'm gonna keep pushing.
All right, make another strength check.
Does he have advantage on strength checks as well?
No, however, if he wants to run next to the boat and push it with a pole, he could move the boat, increase the boat's speed quite a bit.
Is Athelflaed helping me?
Yep.
All right. Well, it is a 23.
Then you again are gaining on that boat. It's going to take a little while, but you are gaining on that other boat. It is now, well, you don't know what the person in the boat's doing, but the boat is continuing to move. However, it's getting closer. Athelflaed, you're helping. Finn, you're just going to hang on for dear life?
Would it be possible for me to jump from his back onto the boat?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and try that.
You can do that. You don't need to make any checks for that. You just hop off, and you can jump into the boat.
All right, perfect. I land gracefully as I let the wind go through my hair.
Oh, beautiful. Impressive.
Is there a little flash of smile as you turn slowly in the air?
And you don't know what Atulf's doing. Actually, yeah, you do. You can see him step out the doors, and he casts something at the golem as the golem begins trying to climb the steps. And he will cast... he's using a wand, by the way, when he casts all these spells. Apparently that is his arcane focus. So he's going to cast Firebolt. A small ball of flame flies from his hand and strikes the golem, doing that much damage.
That's a good amount.
Yep, that much.
I feel like we're letting the NPC do all the fighting, just because this is a little bit more convenient right now.
Chasing, which is equally important.
Some would say more so.
More so, actually. Yeah, that's just that's a nothing. We're going for the boss. That's just a mob.
We gotta bring this guy to justice. Who cares about the little baby golem?
Yeah.
The mini golem charges up the steps. It's just going to dash this round. That's all it does, is it runs up the steps. However, you guys are outpacing it. All right, so it seems to be making a beeline for you guys, but at your current movement, you are outrunning it. Paxton, what do you want to do?
Are there any ropes or anything like that in the boat?
Yeah, there's a short rope, like a 25-foot rope.
Can I grab it from where I'm at?
Sure.
I want to grab it, and as a free action, yell, "Hang on!"
Okay.
And then, basically, for the rest of my turns, sprint as far as I possibly can, the full 180 feet, ripping this boat along with me.
So the boat sort of lurches in the water, and between Tara pushing it and Paxton pulling it, you are closing the distance actually pretty quickly with this other boat. So we'll skip ahead a bit as you continue to get closer and closer, and eventually you're within 100 feet. And so we'll drop back into initiative at that point. And as you get closer, you can see, and eventually you get within range of Griffin, and you can see from can you see from Griffin's eyes as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see that it is in fact Minister Klemperer, in his wizard robes, riding on this boat, looking back toward you, toward your boat, and you are far away from the golem. The golem is moving at top speed, but between the movement of the water plus Paxton pulling and Tara pushing, it's too slow. The boat's too fast.
When we get within range of any kind of like fireball spell or anything like that, something that could burn down his sail or tear it open or something like that, he would stop moving pretty quickly.
I believe that we already are. Yes, we are. Because you said that I'm already close enough to be able to...
I think it's 100 feet, right?
Yeah, 100 feet. So Firebolt's 120 range.
Okay, well, we'll start at the top of the order, all right?
Okay,
So we'll go
that
through
works.
everybody. Tara, what do you want to do?
Do I think I need to continue pushing with the pole?
Okay, so I'm actually going to slightly retcon here. By the time you guys get to within 100 feet, the haste spell has expired, all right?
Can I jump in the boat
Yeah,
as I feel the
sure.
energy leaving my
You can
body?
jump in the boat and rest for a round, but you're still able to keep pushing the boat and get closer. So the question is, do you want to keep pushing or do you want to try to do something else?
I'll keep pushing, but yell, Athelflaed, draw your bow.
Yeah.
All right, so make your strength check. You no longer have advantage if she's drawing her bow.
Right. I got a 22.
Oh yes, the boat's still moving pretty quickly. Klemperer gets to go. So Klemperer starts off, why waste time? He'll try a flaming sphere.
Oh.
Yes. And so suddenly, as your boat's moving forward pretty quickly, about 40 feet in front of it, as you're moving forward, this sphere appears in the middle of the aqueduct. It's this flaming sphere right in your path. A 5-foot diameter sphere, it's right in your way.
I can't react fast enough to deal with that.
And I'm done, so.
What kind of actions can we take right now? Like,
Well, it's Athelflaed's turn. Athelflaed, what do you want to do?
Need to help steer the boat out of the way, right?
You can't. I mean, the boat's going to
No.
go right through it. The aqueduct is not a wide stream. It's only about 5 feet wide.
Is it blocking my range of first?
You could shoot over it. So basically, here's the situation. The aqueduct is about a 5-foot wide stream of water. On either side, there's a stone. There's the stone that holds it in place, and that stone is like 3 feet wide, right? So you could sort of jump out and run along the aqueduct, but you're gonna have to figure out what you want to do about continuing to catch up with him. So, what do you want to do?
Well, there's not a lot I can do. I can
Okay.
go ahead and
You
take
can take a shot.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
Okay, take a shot.
14.
14. Just hits. You just met the armor class, so that hits. Roll your damage.
8.
8. Oof, ouch. And Ethelflad gives a good solid hit with her crossbow. It embeds itself in his shoulder, and you hear him cry out, even from this range, even over the wind. And Finn, it's your turn. What do you want to do? Ethelflad's just going to stay in the boat. That means that she's going to ride through the flaming sphere.
Okay. So I've used up all my level 2 spells.
Okay.
So that means I can't Misty Step out of the way. So would it be possible for me to try to make a dexterity check and jump off the boat onto the railing? Or actually into the water behind me?
You could do that.
Yeah.
It's not even a railing. It's just like a flat area that you could walk on pretty easily.
I just feel like if we're going at a fair speed and then I try to jump to the side, overshoot it, jump 30 feet to where...
You can make an easy check to jump out and if you want to. Or I could just let you jump into the water, but that means the boat's going to get away from you.
Regardless, the boat's going to get away from me.
Yeah. At least if you jump in the water will be pushing you forward. That'd be something.
Actually, I'm within Griffin's range, right?
Right.
No, in that case, I'm just going to go ahead and also stay in the boat and
Okay.
take the damage. It makes more sense.
All right. You're going to tough it out.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is after all of you have acted, then I'll basically have the damage hit you and have everybody roll their saving throws and such.
Now that we're close enough to Griffin, I'm going to go ahead and suggest that give the command to start scratching and clawing at his sail
Okay.
try to
Go
make
ahead and
some
make an
holes.
attack roll.
against the DC of a sail.
That's right. I mean, it's possible to critically fumble
True.
or just not to be able to penetrate the canvas.
Okay, so that's a 10.
Okay. So he starts shredding the sail, but it's not doing a lot of damage so far. He's just a little owl.
Yeah.
You don't know what Atulf's doing. He's far behind you, and so is the pocket golem. And then Paxton.
All right, so I think that we're going to pass through this flaming spear between this turn and the next turn.
That's right. So after you go, I'm going to do the saving throws for everybody. And
Well, in that case, I cast Bless on the party. I can declare it on... I can bless up to 3 creatures, and whenever they make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, they can add a d4 to the number for their saving throw or attack throw.
Great.
So basically, whenever you all make dex saves against this flaming sphere, not a spear, add a d4 to it.
all right. And who are you? You're casting that on everyone but you.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Because I have the Shield Master feat, so I'm already going to have a little bit of a bonus.
So go ahead and everyone make a dexterity saving throw, and then add a d4.
Come on, high number.
What did Tara get on her saving throw?
I got 7.
All right, you did not pass. What did Finn get?
19.
19. And you passed. What did Paxton get?
17.
Also passed. And what did Athelflag get?
We had dexterity in there?
Yeah.
Okay, 19.
All right, so everyone passed except for Tara. Tara, you take 11 points of damage.
Go scratch.
Everyone else takes 5.
So with my Shield Master feat, it says that if I pass a saving throw and I only take half, then I actually take none.
Yes, so you take nothing.
Oh, nice.
That feat is so great.
Yep.
More people should take the Shield Master feat. It is really powerful.
Prod tanks are the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us back to the top of the order. Tara, you're still pushing the boat?
Yeah, as needed.
All right. Well, you're catching up. This round, I'm going to say that you're going to start the round 40 feet away. You're moving about 60 feet around. You're catching up pretty quickly. And you'll be able... You're actually moving slightly faster than that. Let's say you're going to end this round about 30 feet from the boat, from Klemperer's boat. You need to make another athletics check.
All right, this one was a 16.
You passed. All right, so the boat continues to close. Now, unfortunately, it is Klemperer's turn. Klemperer, before he casts the spell, says, "You don't understand. You're all doomed unless we can find a way out. If you just want to stand around and wait to bake inside this prison, that's your choice, but trying to get out is my choice. Killing me won't stop the others either." And then he casts a spell. And this time, since you guys just kind of rode through the flaming sphere with very little difficulty, he decides to pull out all the stops. You're not going to like this. He casts Fireball.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got it. Might as well
To be
use it.
fair, yeah.
I think we know he's the one that's heating things up on the inside of this
Oh,
glass
yeah.
thing.
Blaming everybody else.
Yeah.
Here's how Fireball works. You could have cast it earlier, but he refrained. It's a 20-foot radius sphere, going to be centered on your boat. It's 8d6 fire damage on a failed save.
God.
Dexterity saving throw. So everyone make another dex save.
How long does blast last?
Oh no.
Oh.
The bless is gone.
Okay.
As you may have noticed, that's not how bless works. It's supposed to last until concentration ends or 1 minute is up, whichever is sooner. However, as you'll see, that doesn't end up affecting how this combat turns out because of the nature of the die rolls that people make on their saving throws. So make your dex saves.
At 1.
Oh dear.
I just needed one turn within 30 feet of him. Ooh. 8.
8. All right, so let's start with Tara. What did Tara get?
16.
All right, she passed.
Nice.
And Finn
8.
and Paxton
1.
1 and Athelflad
Nat 20.
20. Oh my
Nice.
goodness. All right, so here comes the damage. Let's see what happens.
That's gonna be
Ooh,
bad.
Oh dear. You're not going to like this.
You can fudge the dice rolls, you know that, right?
Oof. Okay. So, if you failed, you take 35 points of damage. I'm afraid that Finn's damage suffered. The leftover damage after he took the fireball exceeded his maximum health. So he had 11 hit points. He took 35 hit points in damage, knocking him down to 0, but that left another 24 hit points, which exceeded his maximum of 20, which meant he was instantly killed by the fireball. I'm sorry, Andy.
That's okay.
Finn has been killed. Griffin disappears from the air.